Students of class 8A and 8B, welcome to History and Civics class. Today's topic, as I mentioned in the blackboard, please look at it: Industrial Revolution and Imperialism. Today's subheading is Spread of the Industrial Revolution. Spread of the Industrial Revolution. Spread. Now I have categorized the names of the countries of Europe into four parts. One is for Belgium, second one for France, third one for Germany, and fourth one for United States. Now, what was about the condition of Belgium, France, Germany, and United States respectively? Now I am going to discuss about it. You know, Belgium was the most important country of Europe. First introduced its textile industry. Textile industry in Belgium started first throughout Europe, and Belgium had a large market for England. England was a country open free access to Belgium to trade with them. As a result, the oldest textile industries which was started in Belgium before England, it gave a healthy relationship between these two countries. Both the two countries were benefited for each other and started earning or making money together. The linen industry in Belgium was the most important industry, the linen industry. And not only that, there was there were a number of quarries, reservoirs of coal and iron, helped Belgium to be self-sufficient, and the river routes, sea routes, the good way of transportation, also Belgium brought to the mainstream of life. As soon as the Industrial Revolution took place in England, the new technology, the new technique and method, whatever England started adapting, she decided to help by communicating or by giving the same technology for Belgium, because the trading relations with England and Belgium was healthy, as I mentioned earlier. One of the most important places of Belgium, an industrial belt of Belgium, was Ghent. It was actually a port city. It was situated in North Belgium. The industrialization in Belgium became more and more effective with the arrival of steam engine in 1720. The use of coal mines, the use of other products in Belgium led to an increase in coal output. By the end of the 18th century, it was a new industrialized country throughout Europe. Just as in Britain, the Belgium became an industrialized nation. Belgium became a gateway for the Industrial Revolution in Europe. Next one, France. France. Now what about France? France industrialized after Britain. France industrialized after Britain. Why? Because the political situation of France was not stable like Britain. France remained busy in solving their internal political crisis. As a result of it, France could not witness the historical event, the revolution in the industry or the industrial revolution. This uncertain political situation and scenario and limited availability of resources such as coal, iron, discouraged large investments. So many investors were there, were interested to invest their money, but were unable to invest it. Why? Because limited availability of natural resources like coal and iron discouraged them to invest money. It was only after the long Napoleonic wars that France began on the path to industrialization, had become a great cause of failure. France could not become a part of industrial revolution only because of the Napoleonic wars. The introduction of the steam power or steam engine from Britain led to a rise in coal production. The use of spindles, also adapted from Britain, led to an increase in textile production. The province of Alsace-Lorraine in France had reservoirs of iron ore and coal, These were used in the middle of the 19th century for the growing railway industry. Though industrial revolution started late in France, yet continued its role as one of the top industrialized nations in Europe throughout the 19th century and 20th centuries. France's industrial transformation had encouraged other nations of Europe during the contemporary age. That's why the role of France as industrialized nation was very important in the history of not only Europe, but in the history of the world. Next one, Germany. What about Germany? In Germany, the Industrial Revolution came late. Why? Because of the same reason: political crisis. Uncertain and unstable political circumstances or situation restricted their way of development and growth. Germany was unable to be a part of industrial revolution only because of these drawbacks. As a result of it, Germany was determined to establish herself as one of the most powerful industrialized countries in the world. And what Germany had dreamt came to be realized under the rulers of Germany. Now, what factors helped Germany to be self-sufficient? The reservoirs for iron and coal, large reservoirs of iron and coal, surplus capital, good transporting system made Germany the leader in chemical industries. At the same time, introduction of railway industry in Germany also had become a great cause for steel production and mechanical engineering in Germany. Next one, United States. During 18th century, my dear students, when Britain and Belgium remained busy in making their industries, the United States was still an agricultural and natural resource producing and processing economy. Why? Because of internal political crisis, because of internal agitations made by the native people of America. It was only in the 19th century, my dear students, it was only in the 20th century, my dear students, that the United States rose an industrial power. The development in the field of machines, the development came in the field of tools made by many machines. The development came in the field of modern technologies, encouraged millions of American people to establish their countries as one of the greatest industrialized nations in the world. Although the wave of industrial revolution came late in United States, yet the contributions of the Americans brought Germany to the mainstream of life. As a result, America became a self-sufficient country during the industrial era. Up to this, my dear students, thank you. If you have any confusion, any problem, any difficulty, please let me know. I shall help you as far as possible. I shall get your doubts cleared as far as possible. But you have to do it during when I shall conduct my live classes. Because right this moment it is not possible. You are listening to me. I can't hear you. So it is going on through indirect method of teaching, through the process of indirect method of teaching is going on. So directly I can't hear you, but you can't. You can. So during live classes, if you have any doubt regarding today's teaching, please note it down in your copies, in your diaries, and ask me. I shall clarify it in detail form. Up to this, my dear students, thank you.